that. I'm not.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? We got day 3 of the transfer portal update. We didn't do one yesterday because there was a lack of movement inside the portal for Alabama. There's been a lot of movement since yesterday, to say the least. We got a lot to talk about. I got a graphic to show you guys, everybody that's leaving, possible guys coming in. There's been some updates given action in the past hour and a half on kids that have been there since today, leaving tomorrow. And a few more targets and offers actually as well we're going to be getting into. But before we jump into that, I'm going to let my 2 other colleagues, esteemed colleagues, introduce themselves and tell everybody where they can find you at. And then Coach Karl Taylor, when he's done, he'll jump on as well and introduce himself. But Justin, I'll start with you, then go down to Daniel.
Honestly, do we really need any introduction as often as we have appeared on the airwaves here within the last few days?
Absolutely not.
But yeah, for those who don't know, Justin Riley, the founder, presidente of the Bama Standard Network, the tribal chief, the host of the flagship show every Tuesday night.
Wow, that was very elegant. I maybe need an introduction. Y'all haven't seen me in a week or so. I've just been off triple agent it and doing that crazy thing they call work. But I'm Daniel Pettey, also of the Bama Standard, usually bringing my keen insights and astute takes from my days of learning from the strip.
There you go. And Coach Karl, he'll be on here in a little bit. Obviously, you can find him at On the Block Sports. So all that stuff will be in the description below to open up, and get onto that stuff. But look, if you haven't already, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, if you're on X, if you're on Facebook, whatever you're on, make sure to jump over here to YouTube and subscribe as well. We're going to have a lot of recruiting, a lot of transfer portal content coming out, especially this offseason. Me and Coach Karl, along with everybody else here on the Bama Standard, have a lot of things going on for the recruiting standpoint, overlooked athletes. We're going to be discussing, interviewing, so much going on. You definitely don't want to miss out, so make sure to jump into that. But as we guys can already see, we already got a $1.99 super chat from Jordan Kane. Appreciate it, brother. Roll Tide. Get a freaking O-line in the portal, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about some portal stuff. So let me go ahead and bring up the graphic that I'm talking about real quick. Made a nice little convenient graphic for everybody to look at here. Obviously, we see leaving, possibly coming. Very simple stuff, right? So let's go ahead and cover the guys leaving, and we'll discuss that for a little bit. Leaving, Richard Young, Jalen Mbakwe, Bubba Hampton, Jalen Hell, Rico Scott, Cole Adams, Rock Montgomery, Joseph Ionata, Michael Deboer, Wilkin Formby, Noah Carter, Cam Howard, Cam Calhoun. I hate saying this one. Keon Keeley. And then same thing with the next one, offensive lineman, Alois Elanine. That's another one, man. It's kind of hard for me to still stomach. But either way, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this. Look, I know, Pettey, you've been super busy. You have not been on here lately. But when you look at this list, obviously the ones added today, Keon Keeley, Wilkin Formby. I know there's another one on here, Rico Scott. So when you look at these guys and just the list overall in general, because I haven't had a chance to really speak to you about it, which ones kind of surprised you the most as far as maybe you expecting them to stick around, or maybe the ones that you kind of knew were leaving?
Man, obviously Wilkin Formby is one that, I mean, this is a homegrown Tuscaloosa kid. I still think he's young. I know he caught a lot of heat this year from a lot of people, but there was also a lot of positive. If you look at some of the grading out, that I'm not sure it's all on him and how much is scheme, but again, that's a Tuscaloosa kid. Keon Keeley. These are guys that Last year, I think I gave the staff a lot of credit in the offseason because there wasn't a lot of movement in the portal. And I was like, okay, man, this is a staff that's starting to turn this into their team. They're molding the former Saban guys with their guys versus the new guys they brought in. And now it's just Alabama now. It's not a mix of teams. And this tells me quite the opposite, that in 1 year later that they're starting to lose it. Rico Scott, that's another one that we expected big things. That kid is one we raved about. Anytime he touched the field, his athleticism hopped off the page, and it never, translated. Cole Adams, that's another one, man. We loved his ability in the punt return and maybe to get in the rotation. And just some of these young guys, man, in Mbakwe, you said who doesn't surprise me, and Mbakwe doesn't surprise me. It's just a year later than the before. He should have just done it last year. Richard Young doesn't surprise me. He never really developed in what we thought he could be. And when he completely lost time in the rotation, you knew he wasn't going to be here next year. Guys like that don't surprise me. But again, the ones that, if I'm going to say the big surprises on this list, when I look, immediate reaction is the Keon Keeleys, the Wilkin Formbys, the Rico Scotts.
There we go. So before we move forward, Coach Taylor, let everybody know where they can find you at before we move on here. I know he just was eating at his 5-star restaurant, drinking that Louis. So let everybody know where they can find you at. And he's on mute. Can't have a live stream without at least one.
You can find me right here, man, on the Bama Standard. Or sometimes I drop videos on the Block Sports with Coach Karl, but most of the time I'll be here doing content with my main man, Johnathan, over here at the Standard.
There you go. So. And you know what, Pettey, it's funny you mentioned that because most people, I loved Coach Karl Taylor's take on Wilkin Formby and why it was a surprise to him. Because most people are like, it's not a surprise because of how much, like me, I say he's been piled upon by the fan base. Mm-hmm. He's been drugged to the mud, everything else. But he brought up such a good point of why it is a surprise that he's leaving. Because he has been given every opportunity in the world. It seems like, I'm not saying he was favored, but what I'm getting at is when a lot of people could have been possibly on the field, they weren't, and Wilkin Formby was there. So he seemed to be the guy for them. And now supposedly, when it's not supposedly, it's actually been reported, he's going to Auburn for a visit, by the way. I'm just going to, no, not him. That's Olis Alanin. My bad. He's going to Auburn for a visit. Wilkin Formby, I don't know. So I had him mixed up in my head there for a minute. But yeah, I think that's a good point that Coach Taylor pointed out there was like, man, the surprise is because you possibly shouldn't have been on the field and you were. So why would you leave? You're given all the opportunities when possibly others should have been taking that spot. What do you think about that?
That's actually a really good take because you're absolutely correct, Coach Karl, and you breaking it down, Johnathan. He did get a lot of extra chances where there were people questioning why maybe some guys that squatted 900 pounds weren't getting those reps. And even he got reps on the inside. It was like they were trying to find time for him. So it is kind of shocking why he would dart off again. And it's a Tuscaloosa kid. That's to be honest, out of all of them, that's probably the most shocking on the list. I wasn't expecting Formby to jump in the portal.
No doubt. So getting over here to our $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Cody Stevens putting certain coaches into the portal.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. Look, I'm critical. I would never talk personally about the coaches. I will never talk personally about the players, but you're damn right I'm going to critique you, and I'm going to give you my subjective opinion, which all it is an opinion. So I won't disagree with that. And I think, honestly, here's my point to you, Pettey, and I know I'm talking a lot to Pettey right now, but I haven't seen the dude in like, it feels like 6 months.
Just glad to be back.
So I think something we need to consider is when you think about the Keon Keeleys, when you think about the Wilkin Formbys, when you think about even the Micah Deboer, who I definitely thought wouldn't have been on this list, the edge Noah Carter, that I never would have thought been on this list, to be completely honest with you. I think you have to start looking inwards to, is there coaching staff changes coming and these guys know about it, and that's why they're bouncing possibly. Because if most likely is if Chris Kaplovic is out, our offensive line coach, the next guy probably won't give Formby the same chances Cap gave him. Can we all be in agreement with that or no?
Well, you could also ask the same question a different way. Are coaches staying, and that's what's pushing people out to the portal as well?
So which one do you think it is then, Justin?
Well,
if you had to guess.
Honestly, I think that they're staying. I talked to a former player today who already knew that Wilkin Formby was going to be entering into the portal, and it was told to me that the relationships with the coaches were not what he wanted it to be, and what he was getting from those coaches are not what he wanted it to be. And he's being given more opportunities elsewhere for growth and development. Of course, NIL did come into the equation, but it wasn't the ultimately determining factor.
Got you. So with that being said, Coach Karl, because I haven't had a chance to really hear you speak yet, with all that being said, when it comes from a coaching standpoint, could there be pressure from Kalen Deboer, the AD, be put on the position coaches, maybe even the OCDC of, we're losing players, so maybe you wouldn't have been out before, but we can't afford as a program to lose any more of these guys. We don't want to be the next Auburn where you're losing the Cam Coleman. God forbid we lose Keon, Keelan Russell. Even Ryan. I know people they've been harping on Ryan Williams all year. I still didn't want to see Ryan Williams leave, right? So we don't want to be that program. What do you think about that, Coach Karl?
Nah, it won't be no pressure from the DP right now. I think they're gonna let him get his opportunity to do what he want to do, right? I think they're gonna give him the chance to get this year out, man. Play with his player, play with his staff, and he made the decision on who goes and who stays. And the collectives will go back into the board to the boardroom at the end of this season, at the next season, man, and then they'll make their decision at that point. I think they're gonna give him another year, probably 2, to see if they can transfer the team and move away from what's been built by Nick Saban and start trying to solidify their own brand. I think it's a move on for Saban type of thing, and everybody is in agreement of it. So they're gonna let him do whatever he want to do, how he want to do it, and if it fails, then they'll come back around and say, well, we tried, it failed, we got to move on. So it's gonna be more of that. So if it's like this, man, either you sink or you gonna swim, and this is the year either he gonna swim or he gonna sink. And the program sink this year, it'll probably be another 2 or 3 years before they build it back up, maybe longer. Yeah, it could be worse, man. Like it could be the death of a program for a while until we move on from people talking about what Saban did, and then they'll just basically try to kill the program and then build it back up after everybody start talking about Saban. That's the feel that I got right now. It's like moving on for Saban, don't care how it down end. We're gonna do it our way, and then see if we win.
No, I agree 100%. Shout out to Brensky, Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Make sure to go check him out. He said hit that like button. Definitely in agreements there. And look, guys, make sure to put your questions in here, because when we cycle back around to the end of this thing, we're going to be answering everybody's questions. Obviously, if you want the question read immediately, please provide it in the super chat, because these things are going to start flowing in here in a little bit. But with all of that being said, like, I want to give my quick take on this. I think there has to be an internal issue to some degree. I'm not saying it's major, but it's got to be something to some degree, right? So me personally, from a fan standpoint, watching from the outside looking in, I don't see much development coming across the board in anywhere except the back end, the defensive backs. And ever since Mo, maybe you can make that argument with linebackers, Jason Jones, to me, deserves a ton of credit with the back end with the defensive backs. You know what I mean? But look at the talent back there. But the key factor you just talked about, Coach Karl, there's only one guy on here that's actually a non-Saban player, and that's going to be obviously the true freshman Micah DeBose on this list. Now that I'm looking at it, two. So Micah DeBose, Noah Carter was Noah Carter. There we go. So 2, Noah Carter as well, and that's what kind of raises the red flags to me. Is like, it is the Noah Carters that I honestly thought this dude was going to stick around. I didn't have him pegged for leaving on any metric, to be completely honest.
Cam Calhoun too, because they brought Cam Calhoun in this year.
That is true. Yeah, you're right. So coming in from Utah, and now he's leaving. But yeah, he didn't see the field much.
Jalen Mbakwe.
Jalen Mbakwe was the Saban dude, wasn't he?
No, they came in. He came in on here.
I thought Saban gave
him. He came in with Ryan Williams. Yeah, he came in with Ryan.
Well, Ryan had the initial offer from Saban, and Deboer re-offered him.
Yeah,
that was my understanding of the whole process. So of how it happened. So I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, Ryan had offer from Saban. He had committed to Alabama. Saban retired. Deboer and Calhoun, and the staff went down there and recruited Ryan and Jalen Abatwe. So yeah.
So there we go. So yeah, either way, I look at this, the majority of them obviously being Saban, but to be fair too, the majority of them will be under Saban that don't see the field much. The Richard Youngs, right? So the Bubba Hampton, the Jalen Held, who's been plagued by injuries, Rico Scott not having a chance to get on the field very much when we thought he was talented. Another big one, in my opinion, is offensive lineman Rock Montgomery, who him and Ionata, I thought was one of those two. I thought were going to be the future of the center position for Alabama. They showed a lot of growth and development, from that position. But Jimmy Clay, appreciate it, brother, with a $20 super chat.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
I tell you though, Johnathan, and I think we'll get I think Occam's razor will get answered by what coaches stay. And if the coaches do stay, I think there's certain players on this list that would never leave Alabama. So that shows that there's something, either promises weren't kept, things weren't told, or there's some other issues. Because now there's, like I said, if the coaching staff stays intact, there's some guys on this list that I would never see leaving Alabama.
No, I agree 1,000%. Do you have something to say on that, Coach Karl?
No.
Okay, so moving down the list of the possibly coming in and visits, there is an Ohio State lineman that supposedly I haven't had a chance to confirm with that, because I could try to confirm everything on BOL as far as with those guys. All you got to do is get in those forums, and they'll respond really quick to you, actually, if you get in there. But so far, it looks like tight end Josh Ford obviously already signed with Alabama. He's going to be a tight end coming in. What's kind of surprising to a lot of people, and it is, but it isn't to me, is the fact that we're now going to be going after 2 running backs in the portal. We're talking about running back Hollywood Smothers, NC State, who we knew we were going to kind of be going after. He's actually on campus or in Tuscaloosa right now, and then he leaves out tomorrow night, I believe, but he's there all day tomorrow in Tuscaloosa. And Alabama is trying everything they can to get him to commit or sign before he leaves Tuscaloosa tomorrow. Another guy they're doing that too is linebacker Caleb Woodson from Virginia Tech, who is also currently there with Smothers as well. I believe it's Smothers or Smothers visiting as well. So both of those guys, Alabama's trying to lock down and sign before they leave tomorrow. But the rest here, when you look at it, defensive tackle Devon Tompkins, which we've talked about already from USC, trying to stouten up that defensive line. Obviously, Cam Coleman coming to Tuscaloosa next week for a visit. Then you look at the new ones, running back Raleek Brown from Arizona State, another running back. And then another tackle here, Jimothy Lewis. That is not mistyping. His name is actually Jimothy Lewis, Mississippi State, a guy they're trying to get on. Actually, he's on campus either now or they're getting him on campus tomorrow. So we are going after tackles now, right? We are going after offensive line. Starting off with you, Coach Karl, anybody on this list that you really like, you dislike, you think we need more than others? What's your take on it?
Cam Coleman is a must, I think, because I don't know if we're going to be able to solidify offensive line. So if we can't solidify offensive line, we need a jump ball guy. So Cam Coleman will probably be the biggest hit. I like Jimothy, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jimothy, long arm, great footwork at the offensive line, man. I think he's going to be probably if we can get him, he'll be probably starting tackle. Then we can move Michael Karl back inside guard where he should be playing right now as a guard because of his body size. Right, that'll solidify that part, and then we use Jackson Lord on the other side, right? Or we move Michael Karl to the other side, put Jackson Lord on the backside. Depends on how you do it. So
I'm not trying to cut you off, Coach. Everything that we've seen through camp and through practices is saying Jackson is going to be solidified at that left side, and Carroll's going to be that dude on the right side. But like you said, they haven't confirmed yet whether it's solidified on tackle or guard. So that's an important thing to remember. But go ahead, Coach Karl. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So either or, man, because coming in here, you're probably going to have another young guy, another first-year starter, right?
Yep.
And you want to make sure the blind side is well protected. So if it's a Jackson Lord, if it's Michael Karl, or we bringing in the guy to put there, like Lewis. Bringing Lewis in to put Lewis right there in that blind side spot. So either way it go, it works out if we can get that guy coming in. And that's about the only guy that I see outside of Cam Cohen that we actually targeting that actually be able to fit in with us. The Virginia Tech linebacker, Marvin already broke that down. He had to put on some size. And with our strength and conditioning program, I don't know if he can get up to 240, right? He may be still undersized as a linebacker and playing like Deontay Lawson. And we see how that works out, right? Not physical. This guy plays physical, but in the SEC, you have to put on at least 15 more pounds to be totally physical in the trenches. Don't know if that can happen, but we never know. It'll be good to have him. Make sure he don't go to another damn SEC program and come back, get the right program, right? Get strength and conditioning, come back and wreak havoc on us. But the bigger thing that I see in linebacker Porter, everyone we brought in hadn't hit. Like we hadn't hit on linebackers in the transfer portal. We have hit pretty well on corners in the transfer portal. Didn't do well, so to say, with the running back. So it's kind of throwing me off coming in running back, but didn't do well last year, bringing in the damn tight end. So tight ends now it's up in the air, but we have hit with wide receivers and we have hit with offensive linemen. So if we can bring those two in, probably be better. Like one of those two be better. But trying to bring in two running backs with the running back room we have already and the one coming in is saying that somebody else about to hit the portal. Like if you're trying to bring in two guys about to hit the portal because you're not have enough room on scholarship to hold all those keepers.
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%. I want to give a shout out to KB Kangaroo Black. What's going on, bro? Obviously, make sure to go check him out in his YouTube channel, putting up content on a daily, very interactive channel to go to. No, I agree 1,000%. Either one of you want to really touch on that as far as possibly a running back leaving, Daniel Hill? I don't know of any names, but I'm just going to throw one out there.
Well, when I first see that we have two running backs that we're possibly looking to bringing in, it intrigues me. One, Hollywood Smothers is a guy who can be electric, but ultimately, when I hear that, you are, like you said, we have an opportunity to possibly lose one, if not two, of our backs. And my question would be, is the reward going to be greater than the risk? Is that risk of losing A.K. Deere, Kevin Riley, or Daniel Hill worth what we're bringing in? Will they be able to actually make the kind of impact we would need immediately? Honestly, I don't feel like that we should even be looking at running back. The need ultimately falls on the guys who are opening holes for them, and the coaches who are developing those guys who are supposed to be opening holes for them. I'm not looking at wide receivers. I'm not looking at running backs. I'm looking at immediate needs in the trenches. We have to solve that, and there is no question beyond that. And I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, Devin Tompkins is a guy I'm confident that we'll be getting. We had to fill a huge hole with Tim Keenan leaving, and now LT Overton declaring for the draft. That is non-negotiable. And yeah, I like Caleb Woodson, but like you said, you've got to put on more weight. And we need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, for bringing in another linebacker, he's got that dog in him, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy that loves to find the hole, but not only when he finds the hole, he's going to run to him and through him, like our coach used to tell us. No more of tiptoeing to the hole, grabbing a hold and falling back and hope your momentum brings him to the ground. No, you need guys who are going to bring hell with them.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, the arm tackling, you know what I mean? Attacking the wrong gaps. This stuff is even for me as a fan, it's driving me crazy when I'm looking at this stuff from an all-22 standpoint. And people are, like asking me what I played. I'm like, I played high school football, bro. I can tell you this much. Like when you can identify something like that, there are definitely weaknesses in this. And of course, what I'm definitely not going to do, and I think it's very careful for fans to do the same thing as well, like all of us, is not hold this team to a Saban expectation, right? So, and I think that's the hardest part, because look at how, when you look at other, Paternos, you look at Bobby Bowden, you look at the other ones, even Lou Holtz at Notre Dame, name the next title that came after those dudes, how long it took, right? So this is not something that's just going to transition over. Granted, I will say this on the other side, because you guys know I like to try to take both sides. 99.9% of the people that take over the Legends, those Legends are leaving a program on the decline, right? I think Alabama was in a little bit of a decline, but it definitely was not at the bottom. right? So I will give Kalen Deboer a little bit of time, but I'll give the assistants and the coordinators 0 time. Do you guys think that's fair?
But John, let's think about it like this, man. Right? Georgia was in a small decline when they hired Kirby. Kirby took it to a whole nother level, right?
10 games.
Yeah,
but I was saying a small decline, right? They were winning 10 games and not winning SEC championships, right?
I got you. Yeah, you're good.
Kirby took it to a whole nother level, right? So the right coach keeps what you're doing and elevates it. The wrong coach kills what you're doing and then they buries it, right? And what do you want to do? You want to evaluate yourself and move forward, or you want to evaluate yourself and move down? We ain't trying to go down as a fan base, right? This fan base is proud, man. We talk so much smack over the last 15 years or so, right? Talk so much smack. And then now we're getting our face beat in. We're not just losing games, we're getting embarrassed. Now, you can bring in that defensive tackle from USC, but the guy's on the size. Unless he's gonna be the SEC lineman off the line, or offensive lineman off the ball, and Rick having the backfield, he probably gonna get washed away unless he put on a whole lot of weight. That first step is crazy, but hey, we seen James Smith, same first step, bigger guy, probably maybe faster than this guy Thompson coming out at USC, right? And we seen that size, that speed don't matter in the SEC. You gotta have that strength. James Boer sometimes, James beat some guys sometimes. It's not a consistent thing. So how are you gonna bring in a guy that's smaller and think you're gonna get consistent production when SEC is swallowing up everything we got already? Most of the defensive linemen get swallowed up in the SEC. The edge rusher making all the damn plays. Linebacker making the plays, and when then the defense linemen start making plays when the damn linebacker started filling the gaps, then they had to trying to climb to the linebacker, and then the D line started making plays. That guy may get swallowed up before he even get opportunity, right? So we talking bringing a guy in that's undersized and hoping that he solidified position with Tim Keeney. That Tim Keeney was getting swallowed up a lot of time himself.
We know that's not gonna happen.
That's a whole nother thing we're talking about. So we wishfully thinking. I can see him now. He was playing 3 tech, shade, maybe so, but
he was playing 4I and 3, right? When he was at USC.
Yeah, but Tim Keeney's a 0. But they had Tim Keeney playing out of position. So you can put him in there trying to keep James and put him and James side by side and run 2-3 eyes or 2 shades, something like that. Or 1 and a 3, 4 eyes, however you want to do it. That may work, but man, I don't know. I'd rather have him and not have him, put it like that.
Jonathan, to your point about having Saban-like expectations, I'm not foolish enough to think that we should still be thinking along the same wavelength as we were before. It's just unrealistic. It's not going to happen. It's not going to manifest itself again. It's a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. But I do have expectations of the basics where I feel like we are failing at basic fundamentals, failing at development, failing at physicality, obviously failing in the weight room just based on what we've seen from a physicality standpoint on the field, getting pushed back, getting tossed around. Our guys are being dictated and being made to do whatever their opponent is telling them to do. Also, humiliating losses. That's something that we are not used to, and that's not a Saban-related thing. That's just an Alabama thing. Losing is fine. You can have dignity in a loss, but when we look at what happened against Indiana, we look at what happened against Georgia in the SEC championship, we look at what happened against Florida State, we look at what happened against Oklahoma in 2024. Those are humiliating losses. And I looked at the sidelines and I'm looking at the facial expressions of the coaches who looked like they had never coached before. They are reading from a Coaching for Dummies book that was turned upside down. Their eyes are wide open and their jaws hitting the ground, and they look like they had no clue beyond a small crayon written playbook that they had in their hand or in their pocket. So I'm not. No, am I expecting Saban to be reincarnated? No, but I expect the basics to be met.
Well, you're not expecting Saban to be reincarnated, but what's bothering you and what's bothering the majority of the fan base, and let's be real. There's 4 coaches still coaching in this thing right now that came from Saban's tree, and that do it maybe not exactly like Saban, but kind of keep some of the core tenets, including Cignetti and that Indiana team the other day that much more look like the Crimson teams from the past. First, it kind of confused me which one was Alabama and which one was Indiana, because Indiana looked like the Alabama I remember. But then I remembered Kirk Cignetti as freaking, and let's be real, that's bothering folks right now. I'm not, we can talk about coaching staffs or whatnot, but there is some mindsets, and we saw some different mindsets throughout this playoff, and we've seen a different mindset from this program here lately that's kind of bothersome. And can that change? Yeah, we're going to give. I mean, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. He's got it right now. It's his. The keys are in his hands, but I don't know, man. There's that's kind of what you're pointing at, though, Justin. There are things that you don't have to be Saban, but there's. You can. It's not going to be like that, but you can do things like that.
To your point, Pettey, and I want to ask you this. Everybody wants to keep talking about Indiana buying players when we all know that's not the case. Indiana's budget is actually NIL budget is much lower than Alabama's. People aren't lining up to play at Alabama because they want to play at Alabama anymore, in my opinion, for the most part. People are lining up at Indiana the way they used to line up at Alabama because they want to play for Kirk Cignetti.
Yep.
Right? Because as mean as he may look and as mean as he may be, he does one thing. He executes and he produces. Right? So when you can produce results, when you can take 3 stars or 2 stars or no stars and get what you're getting out of that, these kids are looking at, well, what the hell can he do with me if I'm supposed to be a 4 or 5 star? Right? So, and I'm not getting playing time, but I can go there and be developed by that dude.
Yep.
The guy that's supposed to be the next Saban is essentially what everybody's saying. So what's your take on that?
I mean, yeah. What did he do? He has 8 4 stars. So he's doing it with according to all these experts and resources and that show us the talent on teams. He's doing it with literally a fifth of the talent than what's going out there. And that like, it's exactly what you said. Well, if he can do it with those guys, what can he do with me? And man, I know I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and I love Siskey and McCready and those guys. But McCready said something, and I was talking to Justin about this. I thought was really profound, and it's the whole term blue blood. I think we look at it in a way like we dub teams blue bloods, like Alabama and Ohio State and Michigan or whatnot. I think people take that term as a misnomer, as in you can't ever be blue blood. No, what it means is it's easier to win because of who you are. But that don't mean you're infallible to losing if you don't do things the right way. And that's what you're pointing to. Cignetti's doing things the right way. And eventually now in this new era where you can't just take all the talent and bogart it to 4 different programs in Clemson and Bama and Ohio State, and you do have money and revenue sharing. I don't think people are talking about that enough. We're not going just to an NIL model. Now we're in a revenue share model where people like Indiana are on an even playing field, where they can spend the money to even beef up the talent more to go with that coaching staff. So you're damn dead on. Yeah, you see that coaching, it's going to matter, and it's going to attract even more because, again, as long as we're Alabama and we've got that Crimson, we get the right coaching staff in there, it's going to work. But, man, that's not a guarantee. If it's just because you are Alabama that it's going to work if you don't have the right people and the right things going in the right direction.
No, 100%. Go ahead, Justin. Get something to say.
Well, to piggyback off of what Pettey was alluding to, a lot of people want to throw up, well, it's a script A, it's the brand. And I think Marvin really hit something that we really had never even considered, and that is the brand has been greatly hurt now by what we saw against Indiana. And honestly, I feel like there's a vote of no confidence in this staff. Not Deboer so much. I think that you have a lot of fans, yeah, they may be upset, but they feel like that, hey, we should still give this guy another full year to see what he can do. But as far as his assistants, I think there's a vote of no confidence there. And if you bring them back, what faith are you going to be able to instill in not only the fan base, but the players who were there, the recruits coming in, the ones we're trying to pursue, guys we're trying to get into the portal. And I think that directly ties on some of the people that we are seeing leave right now. Granted, there are some that did get lost in the fray. The guys who got behind the 8 ball due to injury or due to massive gets in their position, like a wide receiver, Jalen Hale, and he just lost it.
Rico.
Cole Adams and Rico. I get that, but I ultimately feel like that there is a vote of no confidence across the board. And if you keep this staff here, it is going to be hard to really generate a lot of belief from a lot of the right people going forward, if that makes sense.
Oh, it absolutely does. Coach Karl, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Justin, Pettey, John, I'm with y'all, man, on that point. But, man, I guess we're going to have to burn it down and build it up. Because, I mean, honestly, man, like, I guess we're just going to burn it down and build it up, man. And I guess we're going to get a guy opportunity, man, to get that second recruiting class in and that third year and see how it turns out, man. So we may have to suffer another year of bad Alabama football and see how year 4 turns out. And then year 4 turns out, and then maybe we have to move on from that point. But I think we're probably going to have to suffer another year. And then, you never know, man. Like, this is his second recruiting class coming in this year?
Yeah, second full recruiting class, yes.
Actually, yeah, it's third full recruiting class because it's his third year coming in. And they both basically recruited the whole damn class they got last year. Whole class they're bringing in this year. And the year around them came in, they brought their own guys in. So, yeah, this is their third class, man. So hopefully this year they get them out there and start performing. They play a little bit better. They're probably going to take some L's, but I hope they play better on offense, right? I hope they play better and not just be pedestrian on offense. And see how we turn out, man. If the offense is moving the ball better, playing a little bit better, scoring more points, and running the ball better, we may have something to look forward to in the future. But, man, if this offense come out, can't run the ball, can't block, and we just drop back trying to sling the ball down the field 600-700 times a damn game, it's going to be a long year. And then next year, probably going to be even longer because the more kids going to hit the transfer portal. Like, we're going to be having running backs in the transfer portal at mass exodus, man, if these guys don't run the ball next year. That's the thing that I'm looking at right now, man. Everybody that continuing to playing football lately and playing good football are all running football teams, or they mixed teams, right? They balance. They run the ball well, they throw the ball decent, or they throw the ball well and they run the ball decent. Nobody does neither. This year we started off throwing the ball very well, couldn't run the ball at all. As the season went on, we can't do neither. Now we have an offense that can't pass and can't damn run. Like, I mean, it's funny, but shit, you think about it. Ty has 60-some yard pass in the playoff game. Austin Mack come in and have 105. We can't run the ball or pass the ball. Like, shit, Indiana had more rushing yard than we had total yard.
And if you continue that, I hear the term tampering portal all the time. I don't think, maybe y'all do, or I don't know if you don't. Like, I don't think you understand what the tampering portal actually is and how freaking insane it is. Because trust me, by game 3, that running game's not going. A.K. Deer's getting calls from some coach saying, hey, coach at so-and-so gave me a call and said, they'll get you the rock at Texas A&M or LSU or whatever. Just don't forget about them. Like, that's going on by week 2, 3. Like, the tampering portal never freaking stops for these kids. It's freaking insane. So now you're dead on. You better get that crap going, or every one of those kids that has any type of skill set is going to be getting tampered with.
I think the most important thing, and I hate, this is nothing personal. I think we can all agree on this. We need a new offensive line coach. I don't know how you guys feel about Mike Gillespie, the running back coach, but I think maybe I get it. He's a great recruiter. I think Cap's a great recruiter, to be honest with you. I think Freddie Roach has been a great recruiter. but I think it's time. Like if Deboer sticks with these same guys, right, and then we have a very similar season next year, I think Deboer essentially will put himself in the position that Brian Kelly / Mark Stoops put him in, which was you're being too loyal to your guys, and if you're not willing to take change, we'll just make the change for you, which is everything. Do you think that's a possibility? Someone wants to look at that.
Without question. I mean, he's being too loyal to a fault, or too stubborn, or just as completely oblivious. But
no, I actually, Justin, I really think he's waiting to see if his guys can get his recruits to produce day way.
Got you.
So even if Cap stays, if it's Gillespie stays, if it's Grub stays, I think he's banking on him and them and not giving a damn what nobody think about it. He may try to replace Cap. You never know. I don't think that it's going to be pressured by the collectors to get rid of Cap. It's going to be, if he get rid of Cap, it'll be a pure Deboer choice. If Gillespie goes, it'll be purely on Deboer. If Grubbs goes, it'll be purely on Kalen Deboer. It's going to be solid. Those are his decisions. Freddie Roach, his decision. All this stuff will come down to him and how he feel that the coaching staff collectively fits his brand. And if they do what he asks and play the game he want to play, they probably gonna still be there. And if the thing sucks, then we'll have Brian Kelly. Like, I hate to be one to say it, but that'll be a damn what. After next year, we'll have what, $47 million buyout.
Yeah, it's 60 right now. So after next year, it'll be like 47.
About $47 million buyout. So, hey, all I can do is say, alumni, Justin, get your cash out ready.
Get your Venmo, Zelle.
Get your Zelle. Get all your PayPals and everything ready, man.
Credit's good.
If it continue to go this way, man, they're gonna be hitting y'all up trying to get that donation, baby boy. But I honestly, man, I really do, man. I hope he can get the guys together, sit the guys down, have that meeting to tell them guys the direction he want to take the program, and then these guys get together and make it happen. And if they can't, then he just move on from coaches, because a lot of times you be too damn loyal, and your loyalty gets you fired. Loyalty gets you fired. Yeah. But what better pay to get fired, man, than to walk away with $47 million? So,
how many times have we been saying that? How many times have we been talking about that, bro? It's so nice to come into the SEC or Big Ten and collect, you know what I mean, a $50 million payday, right? Or you can sit around and go to the beach and fish and all that stuff.
I joked about that a lot on Piano Man's channel. Like, hire me. Let me go stink up the joint. I'm going to bring in everybody that I know that don't know nothing about football. We're going to just coach, and get fired and get $45 million. That's what it seemed like. It's $5 million and pay me.
What you're going to do is just run the annexation of Puerto Rico every other down. Kind of like what Ryan Grubb does.
That's only on first down after you've been rolling and you're up 17. I tell you what, man, I almost feel bad for calling him Hugh Freeze 2.0, because, man, that's a discredit. Hugh Freeze knows to run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze actually runs the ball. That's the only difference in the 2.0. Maybe it's like a 1.75.
So there we go. Dylan said he obviously wants you to see this, Coach Karl. Sorry, loyalty is going to get Deboer fired. I think that's something a lot of us have been saying, to be completely honest with you, or it's a possibility that could happen. So, yep.
In regards to the running game, I know a lot of heat has been thrown the way of Robert Gillespie, and maybe it's warranted, but maybe it's not. But you also have to ask yourself the question too: is Robert Gillespie being handcuffed because of Chris Kaplovic and his inability to produce a good enough line to provide protection to the quarterback, but also open running lanes to the running backs?
You can't coach Carey, like the offensive coordinator, to call Carey. Like, giving it to the actual running back. Like that, he don't call the plays.
No, I definitely agree. So appreciate the $10 super chat, Cody Stevens here. I know I know they're getting players that fit, but it doesn't seem like there was any development with certain positions this year at all. So that just changed with new players. Me personally, I'm saying no to that because if you weren't developing the other guys at all, I don't see how it works. But here's the deal: I'm one of those people that preach. Give somebody 3 to 4 years, and I can't be a hypocrite and say, well, it's year 2. You should have been doing this. I don't want to be that guy. At the same time, will I critique? Like I said, that's for the head coach. I'll critique everybody else, the positions, the coordinators, every year, every week, right? So with the head coach, I feel like needs to be given a little bit more time because it is his system he's trying to implement. But anybody else on that?
I say like this, honestly. Go ahead, Pettey. Because I don't want to say
real quick, because I want you to jump on it, Karl. You said it kind of earlier. It's not so much it's not Saban. You still are. This is the guy that's coming right after Saban. And in his first year, he went 9-3. His second year, he went to the playoffs. Now, I think if that game's closer and it ends up in a loss and Indiana wins the national title, people are like, hey, this year was an improvement. You know, our offensive line went to hell in a handbasket. We had no running game, but we still made the playoffs. What if we get an offensive line and we get this Johnathan Lewis kid who is a perfect example of how the portal's killing schools like Mississippi State. Johnathan Lewis was a huge get out of Mississippi that would have usually stayed at Mississippi State for 4 years and been a top, a first-round draft pick. And you're like, State gets these offensive linemen. That's one you got to go get. You got to go get the road graders. I agree with all the people. But, man, if you want to look at I love to do the 36,000-foot view. I mean, like you said, you got to give a staff a couple of years. And, I mean, it was a blowout in the playoffs, but it's still an improvement from not making the playoffs. And what did Indiana do last year when everybody called them a paper champion after making the playoffs and getting their asses blown out? They went and made a few changes, and now they are that. You can do that in the portal real damn quick. So, man, things can turn on a dime.
But the biggest word, we keep going back to it, is development. Kurt Signetti is the poster child of development.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter who you get in there. It doesn't matter what the rankings or ratings are. It doesn't matter who we pull out of the portal. I'm sure all these guys we have listed as possibly coming are fantastic athletes in their own right. But if you can't do anything with them once they step foot in Bryant-Denny Stadium, it means absolutely nothing. It's an interesting stat to talk about on game day or a preview show showing the talent disparity of an Alabama and whoever else they may be playing that day. It doesn't mean a damn thing if you cannot elevate your players.
Now, I want to bring up an interesting point before. So we look at this list, and you're talking about Kurt Signetti and what he's doing. I think what's being massively overlooked from a high view perspective, as Pettey just said, looking at 36,000 feet, I'm going to narrow this down to Mike Shanahan, Bryant Haynes. Do you know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why is nobody talking about those dudes? I get Kurt Signetti brought them in. That's the offense coordinator, and defense coordinator for Indiana, right? Mike Shanahan, you go look at their track record.
Yeah.
See, what I like about Signetti is he's bringing in proven guys with a track record that do this, right? I think that's the biggest part for me when I look at, what Saban did. Saban had the ability to see things before they came to fruition, right? So that's what a lot of people like to say. I think Signetti took that from Saban. If you hear him talk about his time with Saban, he's like, he was paying attention to how to run the actual program itself. What did he look for in coaches? What did he look for in assistants? What were the questions being asked? It's stuff like that, in my opinion, that we got to narrow down and find those dudes when it comes. And I'm not saying the guys don't have the capability of being that when I'm talking about Ryan Grubb, but he just got fired from the Seahawks for not being able to run the ball. Now look at the Seahawks. We ran the ball last year. This year, we can't run the ball. See, I'm an analytics guy. I tend to track analytics. Analytics are saying wherever Grubb goes, the damn ball stops being ran.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
Nah. I'll tell you another thing, man. Like, people not paying attention. Like, we're talking about Kurt Signetti right now. So being the heated focal point of what we're talking about, let's get to this. He came in, he brought some JMU guys and mixed with Indiana guys that he brought in, right? Got a few guys out of transfer portal, and he brought a staff around that developed those guys, put them on the field, and got the most out of those guys last year. This year, they exceeded expectations. We got guys, right, already on our staff that brought when we already have talent on the rosters. These guys come in, they're not trying to develop what was already there. They trying to develop what they bringing in. They guys versus your guys. If you came in and you developed the guys that was already there and mixing with your young guys came in and you had a mixture of your guys and that guy, you should have a team right now that been flourishing. You don't come in here and alienate half of the damn staff because you didn't recruit them unless you told to move on. If I'm a coach and you hire me to go and take over a college football program, I'm walking in the locker room and I'm trying to recruit my locker room. If my guys stay to play for me, then we're going to build together from the new foundation using some of what you already have, but I'm going to sprinkle in a lot of stuff that I do best to make the program go well for me. I'm not going to come in here and try to scrap everything that you do, change you from a damn 3 tech to a 5. Not doing that. I'm going to utilize your strength. Not going to try to capitalize on your weaknesses. Utilize your strengths to mine. Right?
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to come down here and say, well, you weak as a 3 tech, so I'm going to put you in the 3, and then we're going to build you to be a 3. No, the hell I'm not. Leave your ass at a 5. I bumped you out to a 9, but you a 5, you're going to play 5. You a 4-eye, you're going to play 4-eye, and then I bumped you outside to a 5. No, if you a tight end, I'm going to leave your ass at tight end. I'm not moving you out the wide receiver. Right? You got to utilize these kids' strengths, man. You turn these kids' weakness into strengths is not going to work in the SEC. You can do that shit in the high school, try to build up their weaknesses and make their weaknesses some of their damn, their strengths. That's building point in high school. Once they get into college, it's not much you can capitalize on with trying to change some techniques of this, that, and the third to make them better at what they do. Yeah. Rebuild a kid in college, you're probably going to sink a kid in college, and especially in the SEC. And I think they just mishandled the kid that was already on the roster. Mm-hmm. Instead of mixing the kids with your kids and then having the upperclassmen to go with your youth and building a hell of a program like most college coaches are doing now. Sir Kurt Sidney, Mario Cristobal, right? The guy went down, Mike Elko went to Texas A&M, did not scrap the program, didn't bring all the Duke down players. He went to Texas A&M, and Texas A&M already had to sprinkle in with some of the guys he brought in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We doing this shit backwards. We doing it backwards. I don't know what's going on. I understand they want to be a West Coast, and got some of the guys that don't play West Coast. Some of the guys don't play West Coast and have that big physical damn offensive line mixed with the West Coast thing, and you should have been able to dominate the SEC.
No,
Something in the pie ain't sweet. That's all I'm telling you. Like we black folk, we like sweet potato pie.
Hey, I like sweet potato pie.
We don't fool with the pumpkin pie so much, right? So we ain't probably trying to feed us damn pumpkin pie, and we want damn sweet potato pie.
Look,
that's all I'm saying. It's something in that pie ain't sweet enough for me. Give me some sugar, damn. I'm a diabetic, but I still need my sugar.
Dang.
Stop.
This segment brought to you by diabetes.
Diabetes.com. All right. Well, appreciate the $1.99 super chat. Zach, I look at the SEC, the Seahawks, run rate percentage 1 year post curve. No, absolutely. And the funny thing about it is I believe it was around 400 plus yards. They ran the ball more in the regular season post Ryan Grubb. Granted, it was 0.1 less, per carry as far as yardage goes. But the point is they consistently ran the ball, even when it wasn't, working the whole game. They leaned on the run, right? So, and I think that's what us Alabama fans get tired of and we hate is like, okay, I get it. It's not working right now, but keep trying to run the ball. Keep them at least disciplined enough to keep somebody in the box. bring down a safety. Those dudes don't worry about that at all. Those safeties are too deep, right, in zone all day long. If they're back there cooking steaks, eating potatoes, they're making Thanksgiving dinners back there, waiting on us to do what we got to do, right? So, and then we wonder why we lose these games like this. But moving on, we're going to do Q&A from the audience after this. So make sure to put in your questions if you guys have any. Thank you for the $19.99 super chat, Jeff Merriman. All 4 coaches in the semifinals trained under Saban 100%. You can't 100% replicate Coach Saban, but you sure can use his blueprint on how to run a championship program, hire coaches, and recruit the right talent. Agree 1,000%, but one caveat to that is recruiting has changed a lot in the past 2 years. The transfer portal has changed a lot in the past 2 years. So everything else 100% agree on. I think that's why Courtney Morgan is so vital to this program, is the recruiting aspect, the transfer portal aspect, stuff like that. But with that being said, moving on to the Q&A from the audience. You want to go ahead and start us off with that, Justin?
Coach Karl, they're coming after you.
Oh, wow.
It actually is funny because I'm not discriminating, man. It's just that something that a lot of us just don't play with. We don't play with pumpkin pie, bro.
Hey, I understand. I got country roots from the Mississippi.
I'm trying to remember figure out what color I am. I don't like either one of those damn things. Give me an apple pie. Come on now.
I'm Irish, so I'm different.
Coach Karl, do you like green bean casserole?
Hell no.
Thank you. Okay, just make it look.
Okay,
Justin likes green bean casserole. See how uncomfortable he got?
Casseroles are for people who can't.
Because my mom is a savant at any kind of casserole. So when she makes it, I know that's how it's supposed to taste. Now, anything beyond that, I'm not touching because I don't trust everybody. Just like I don't trust everybody when it comes to dressing.
Man, listen, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I tried green bean casserole one time. Somebody at my church made it. I grabbed one spoon. I grabbed one spoon and I tasted, and it killed my taste bud for a week.
Dang.
For a week. It was the most disgusting thing I ever ate in my life.
It's a Mississippi thing. My dad loved that shit too, and I was like, "No, man."
And by the way,
damn, it has no taste.
Well, they're doing it wrong because it has taste when my mama makes it. And by the way,
you need to tell your mom to send me a box.
I will.
I'll try it.
Diane Riley, she'll send it right to you. You give me your shipping and handling address. I'm right there. And by the way, my family would never put raisins in the potato salad. Just saying.
I know, right?
I don't like potato salad, but that's a different topic. Anyways,
all right, let's get to these questions.
Yes, let's get to the questions. We'll be here all night talking about food. So yeah, Jordan came with the $1.99 super chat. Roll Tide, get a freaking O-line in the portal. I think we're definitely going to be attacking that in the next couple of days. Obviously, Johnathan Lewis is going to be a guy that's going to be targeted a lot from that perspective. From the tackle perspective, I fully expect an experienced Karl next year. If this is the case, we get a guy like this to move to the guard position, slide Jackson Lloyd, at the left tackle, and then move like a Johnathan Lewis to the right tackle, or vice versa, have Lloyd on the right side. But Lloyd has been, from everything I've seen from camps and from practices, that dude is supposed to be the next guy at the left tackle position. So just pointing that out. Anybody else want to?
A lot of time the left tackle guy starts on the right side. So
that's why I'm saying it could probably be either guy, right, Coach Karl?
Yeah.
So all right, moving on. Unless you got something to say, Pettey, Justin, on this.
I'm so distracted by the green bean casserole conversation in the chat. I'll jump back in here momentarily.
Right. Just a point of interest. One of my guys who I trust very well in terms of info expect Alabama to close the deal with Hollywood tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay, good deal.
Running back.
I like that addition. I mean, you gotta get some guys to block for him, but we need some backs.
All right. So Joe here says just because they're in the portal, can the coach talk them and bring them back like Keon Keeley? Yes. Look, a lot. Yeah. Believe it or not, something that's not being talked about, I actually put in our group chat for everybody in here to see was most of Alabama players aren't actually in the portal. They're expected in the portal, which means contact is being made. But it doesn't mean they're in there and leaving for sure. Why? admissions process. It kind of holds a lot of these kids from actually submitting into the portal because of the process it takes to get in and out through the admissions offices.
Think of it like if you were a BYU fan and it's soaking. You're not fully there. You're just.
Oh my God!
So it's like soaking. Our guys are not
rated R tonight.
Oh, my bad. Do we not use analogies here? My bad. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Hey, you're good. Take it to the bridge.
You already.
That's why y'all bring me in here for those.
Yes, we need that. Hey, Joe, to your point, yeah, there are examples where teams have been able to pull guys right back out of the portal. Today, David Stone, defensive lineman for Oklahoma, recommitted back to the Sooners. So, yeah, it's very possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Moving on here.
Sometimes just a stranglehold to get what you need.
We already addressed Cody's $2 super chat. We'll move on. I know. I showed them first as we're going through the show. It's weird. I'm hosting now as far as the recruiting stuff. So now Justin, he's going to learn from the master. Don't worry, everybody. Anyways,
Chief. Remember that.
Are you throwing shots?
Here we
So
go.
we got to have some fun. Mary says, why are so many offensive linemen leaving? Is that a sign of potential staff changes? I don't see that as so much as we have so many linemen coming in from the recruiting classes. We got 5 coming in this year, right? And when you look at the 27 class, when you look at Maxwell Hiller, when you look at Kennedy Brown, there are some dogs, not just in the 26 class. When you talk about Bear Fret, one of those guys, 27 class is something crazy. I'm telling you right now, pay attention to the 27 class. Anybody else want to touch on that?
I think
you're the recruiting guy, so.
Yeah, since you are the master.
I take your word on that stuff.
Yes, master.
Oh, man, I love it.
All right, let's go on to the next. KG, the producer, 94. Do y'all think we're going to replace all these offensive linemen we lost in the portal?
Hell no, we're going to a 7-man football team next year.
7 on 7, baby. We're going 7 on 7.
Coach Karl, who you want to take this one?
Nah, man, we already got the guys coming in. Some of the guys that are leaving already been replaced coming out of high school, and they got 2 slots left, but they probably try to fill 3. So they got 2 slots left to bring in. That's why they're targeting the guy from Mississippi State. I was hoping that they would go out and get one of those guys from LSU too.
Really, one of the guys from Michigan.
Yeah,
hey, Sprague,
either LSU, Michigan, or that guy
Sprague,
from,
and then you have
Ohio State.
The other offensive lineman from Michigan. There's 2.
Yeah, but
there's
they're
2.
not gonna bring in many people unless Parker decided he was gonna go to the draft. So then they'll go and try to bring in that big guy.
I hate his name is eluding me right now, but the other Michigan offensive lineman is visiting Alabama tomorrow.
I know who you're talking about. I can't.
I know you're talking about. I forgot his name too, but those are the 2 I was talking about. But I was hoping they go get the guy from LSU.
Yeah, and the Baylor guard. You said. Yeah. So, and I can't remember the Baylor guard's name either. I have been. Oh my gosh, this stuff's like burning my mind.
They're not going. I don't think they bring a guard in because they bring in a guard, and that means you're gonna give up a spot for Michael Carroll.
Have y'all heard about Current? What's the word on him?
No, I haven't heard anything about it. But I was just thinking that they probably would have trying to get him.
Well, he's raising hell. I guess y'all might have mentioned again the food thing's distracting the hell out of me, but he's raising hell that LSU's holding up his paperwork. But once he gets in, he's going to be a big name.
Yeah, and LSU, the one that did enter today or yesterday, already said he's going back to LSU.
Back to LSU,
yeah. He's already pulled his name out of the hat, so that way nobody can contact him. Anyways, moving on here, Justin. Next.
All right, Mary Lauren Higgs. What about wide receivers leaving? Doesn't that leave us with 5 on the roster for next year?
It does.
Yeah, but we got 3 more coming in.
Well, yeah, we got, I mean, we'll have 8 is about we're going to cut down to minimums. I don't know if anybody's paid attention. This is not definitely, go ahead, Justin, you got something?
The name just came to me, Caden Strayhorn from Michigan.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you can't have. They had 12 wide receivers on the roster and didn't play them all.
That's
so
gone.
they're gonna try to scale it down to 8 so they can have an opportunity to play more guys. So and then you open up the room because they need their wide receiver room money because they want Cam Coleman.
Yep, 100%. It's
Word
not a
is
coincidence. So what's going on? But anyways, next.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for everyone who is commenting and who definitely has provided super chats. Again, we don't ever ask for them, but we're very grateful for what you provide. And rest assured, they are put to good use to provide the content that you're enjoying. All 762 of you folks across all platforms that we are currently streaming from. And hey, thank you again, Jen Clay. I know we already recognized it, but it never hurts to recognize the true boss when it comes to fans.
Hey, Jimmy Clay, Dan Parker, Don Parker, I mean. Joe Weed here says, questions could be asked if the players wanted to play. Man, yeah, I don't know much. I'll be honest with you. I've heard mostly good about Womack. I've heard more about specific position coaches more than Womack. I heard Womack's actually not a bad dude to play for. I mean, all in accounts, to be honest with you, the players tend to lean on Womack a little bit, kind of like they lean on Kalen Deboer from the offensive standpoint. I saw Ty Simpson going more to Kalen than he did to Ryan Grubb, which I thought was kind of a red flag in my opinion. But that's just me in my observations.
Yeah, those players love K. Womack, man. It's just some of the position coach that they just can't stand right now.
All right, moving on.
Womack's not a problem.
Formby was blamed way too much. They were all bad. He just got the brunt of it. I won't argue that point. Will anybody argue that point?
Well, I don't so much as argue it as provide another layer to it. Was it because they were all bad, or is it because Kaplivic could not develop players? You can kind of look at players and their faults through games 1 through 5, but beyond that, when you get the same product and then it continues to get worse after that, that ultimately falls on coaching. Coach Karl, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But
right.
I think that you have to look at both sides of the coin instead of just throwing blame at one particular person.
Well,
and go ahead, sorry.
And look, man, we said it all year long, and I know we'll get in a tunnel because we're so invested into Alabama football, and you watch it, and you maybe sometimes miss things that other people see that don't want to get so. But I'll say this. We talked about the rotation and it being a problem. Look, I'm good with it 2-3 games in when you're trying to find your line. But at some point, offensive lines that got better throughout the year got better because of continuity. Their communication. Look, I'm going to use my triple agent. Ole Miss's offensive line looked like a train wreck out of the gate. But as the season got on, it got better. Patrick Kustis became one of the best offensive linemen in the SEC that was a transfer from Arkansas. He looked like a damn lost train wreck in the early goings, but they got that communication. When you're still rotating your offensive line 10 games into the season, I'm hearing from fans of other schools saying, does Alabama always rotate their line like this? There was no continuity. It never got to grow as a unit together because there was no unit that was ever one the same. And yeah, that it wasn't just a lack of, it was a degression because of that in a lot of ways. So yeah, 100% Formby was blamed too much because a lot of it has to be on the guy that puts the kids out there and setting them up for damn failure.
Well said, Pettey.
Using their weaknesses against them. That's what they did wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Got a question here from Dale B. How many on that list were recruited under Nick Saban?
All of them but 2. So,
right.
Yeah.
Joe Edwards, didn't Deboer say it has to be some changing coming because if he doesn't, his legacy will be hurt only to keep his friends?
I don't know if he said that. I mean, if he
I
did,
don't think he said it, but we know he mean it.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't need to be said at this point, right? I think that's kind of and I want to address, obviously, Run the Table Sports. I will agree with you that talking about Kane Womack, we got straight ran on. I personally think our defense was not solely like, I get it. We want to blame the defense for what just happened. We allowed, Indiana to do their thing. We allowed, obviously, Florida State and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, the defense was something I could consistently see improvement on week to week. Obviously, against Indiana, they were just a more physical team, plain and simple. They were just better. I don't know any other way to put it.
But then again, the offense wasn't doing anything either. So,
yeah, that was what I was about to say. And Bear, you got to understand, defense came out and played their ass off all year long except for the Florida State game. Most of the time, they were put in short field and gave up 3 points. Right. So
okay.
yeah, they gave us some yardage.
Sorry,
they gave us some yardage, but they didn't give up no damn they weren't breaking. They were doing a lot of bending but not breaking. They were the damn sole reason we won most of those games.
My bad, Justin. I mean to interrupt your flow. But yeah, no, he said not Keon Formby, so that was my fault.
No, you're fine. We got some more.
Too early.
We got some more we're getting to. Hey, thanks for everyone for interacting here late on a Sunday night. Impromptu show, by the way. Thank you so much. 801 in the watching live on all platforms. Thank you again. If you're watching on other platforms than our YouTube channel, please come over to our YouTube channel, the Bama Standard Network. Hit subscribe if you're not already part of the family. We always love more people coming in, so please do us that favor and come on over. All right, moving on. Bama's record 9-3 again. Fired next season?
Nah, no. I'll be honest with you. No, I don't think he's getting fired next year unless it's something atrocious. Yeah. To be honest with you, I think if he even goes 9-3, he's still got another year.
I'll add a caveat: if any of those 3 losses are to a team that we had no business losing to, and or it's in a embarrassing fashion, questions are going to be asked, eyebrows will start to raise, and I feel the seat will be warm.
I mean, I feel like this year you could have. I mean, I'm not going to say it because I'll start a whole war on this channel at this point. But I think people are already asking those questions after the Indiana beatdown, because that was not losing, that was getting your ass kicked. It was somebody taking off their belt, literally holding you down and spanking you and telling you to like it. And it happened twice this year. Florida State, the first game of the year. Indiana, the last game of the year. It's unacceptable.
Don't forget Georgia.
I know that happened, but
Georgia did the same thing. Like Indiana, Florida State, and Georgia called Michael Irvin, and Michael Irvin should just put on a damn dummy and just go ahead and just whoop our ass with the damn belt. But that's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
How much crack is that dude on, or like right now, beating the shit out of stuff? He's just, I imagine right now in my head, he's somewhere in a house just beating the shit out of something with a belt.
Hey, let's take a pause from the action real quick. Pettey, talk to people about their title towel needs. What is it, and how do they get their very own? Thank you for Whitwell Sports for sponsoring us.
All throughout the season. Look, the season may be over, but it's never too late to get your title towel. That's right. Go to whitwellsports.com today. One of the best sponsors, always gracious to us. Been around since I've been around with the Bama Standard, and much love to Whitwell Sports. It's the off season. I took my title towel with me on a cruise last year. Take your title towel, send some pictures, tag us, and we'll share it and do all that kind of fun stuff. But you can't do it if you don't have one. So go to whitwellsports.com today. Get that title towel. Tell them the promo code Bama Standard. You can disappear like a magician. It's also a magic towel. You saw.
Well, apparently he has the cloak of invisibility like Harry Potter.
It has also got Harry Potter qualities. It is part of the Trinity,
disappearing it.
The Deathly Hallows.
Deathly Hallows. Well, I couldn't get it straight there. But none of that can happen if you don't go to whitwellsports.com today. Tell them the promo code Standard. Get 10% off your title towel and have that thing in hand for your vacation, for the beach, for next season. whitwellsports.com.
All right, moving right along.
I think it's better than Marvin did it, to be honest.
I believe
Marvin's ever given a promo that good for Whitwell.
Ever.
Brinsky. Woo.
Brinsky.
Are you talking about at South Alabama, West Alabama? They could be using some.
Man, listen, man. Congratulations, bro. We'd love to see it. I don't know we can get no worse.
Hey, reach out to AJ, man. He's still building the staff over there.
Yeah. And the Stallions need. I'm sure they need an offense coordinator, defense coordinator. I heard.
No, AJ better be calling me.
Oh, okay. There we go. He said, "I apologize to Pete Golden for all the hate I gave him."
Oh boy, I contemplated wearing the Keep Pete shirt for one of these shows to rebring it, but man, I don't know. Let's hold the phone on Pete, but you got to give the dude credit for. All I heard was they can't win that game without Lane. I'm not sure they win that game with Lane.
I heard
they played. Right, listen, they played their task off for little Petey. So
little Petey, he said,
"Sam Pittman is no line coach." Hell yeah!
Like Kendrick said, instead of pushing P, why don't you try to push a T? Anyways.
All right, let's get to
Coach Karl, we've been on this Kendrick Lamar thing. Sorry. Go ahead. Next question.
From Ephraim. Don't know how Cignetti would do in the SEC. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that he can't do a damn thing.
I watched him beat Ohio State on the road at Oregon and Alabama's ass with less talent this year. I don't know why.
Ephraim, same principles
I like Ephraim, but that's a crazy ass statement right there. If man can whoop ass in the Big Ten, he definitely can whoop ass in the SEC.
Well, and his style fits the SEC. The fundamentals, the values, it's all there. Agreed. Development. All right, let's see. We got T-Mac 74. Guys on the panel, are y'all going to go to Bama and ask the coaches these questions?
I wish I could.
We're actually not allowed to come on campus. So there's that part.
And then since I turned in my
untrustables, I don't know what you're talking about.
I turned in my whistle, so no, they ain't gonna allow me to come back in there.
All right, Kevin's Z8L1N. If we're gonna run a Lane Kiffin type offense with Grubb and Deboer, why didn't he just hire Lane Kiffin? Because that would have been a demotion. and Lane Kiffin isn't welcome back in Tuscaloosa in any shape or form.
At all.
Not that we don't want him there.
No.
Yeah.
It's not that. So don't think of it from that perspective.
It's not an us thing.
Yeah, it's not an us thing.
That's a Paul Bryant Jr. thing.
So
we'll just have to do a whole other show with that subject.
Yeah,
that could go on for quite a minute. It'd be an interesting show.
You could talk about that shit there for about 36 hours straight.
Absolutely. And how it botched a possible coach coming in. Anyway.
All right, so moving on.
This brings up something that Pettey wanted to talk about, and actually we were going to make a video on, and may still make a video on. Alex Wilder, 56.95. Does Ty come back? If no, why? If yes, why? I feel like all of us can answer that.
So Pettey, you haven't talked much. Take this one.
Yeah, man, this is interesting because Andy Staples is reporting, and I mean, I don't know where Staples getting this report from, but usually he's pretty reputable in the game. If Ty don't get the grade he wants, that he may hit the portal. I shoot, y'all are more connected. That got my attention. What are y'all hearing? Like, because I'll be real, man. A lot of my weekends of like today, I was on a golf course working most of the day, and I'm trying to keep up with the updates. But when I read that one, that kind of got my attention. What are y'all hearing? Are y'all's thoughts on that?
Same thing.
Same thing. And I really like what Andy Staples put out, except his blue blood where he had Tennessee in it. Staples, I appreciate you. We've mentor, but
we've talked at length about this. To me, it wouldn't make sense for him to come back to college. I don't think that he has anything more that he can improve upon or show. He's graded as the number 3 overall quarterback in the 2026 NFL draft. The scouts and the analysts and GMs all know what his ceiling is. They know what he can do, but they also look beyond the surface and understand what limited him this season too. And if they have the right offensive line, the right receivers and running backs surrounding him, they have a winner ultimately. And yeah, he might not have the strongest arm, but there are some quarterbacks that are very successful in the NFL right now who are Pro Bowl quarterbacks who don't have the strongest of arms, but they can deal it. So honestly, I don't feel like coming back in any form to the college ranks will be worth his time.
No doubt. Moving on.
All right. Dale B. Why? Thank you for the super chat. $10. We greatly appreciate you. Why isn't Deboer ask tough questions like Saban was? Because he's not going to give you the real answers. He's going to give you a bunch of word salad and then piss on your head and tell you it's raining.
Bro, it's Bill Belichick 2.0. It's Bill Belichick 2.0. It's just like Saban. Saban was asked questions, he just never answered them. Deboer will flat out does not even he'll answer without even it being remotely close to the question. Like how the offense performed today.
He'll read the flicks.
How the offense do today? Well, we missed 2 field goals, blah, 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 blah. Like what? So that's kind of what you get.
Yeah, you had 5 interceptions. What happened? Well, we dropped the ball 2 or 3 times over here. The defense played well. Did my dog just bark?
Yeah, that's kind of how that goes. But I mean, that's a lot of coaches, to be fair.
Or he'll just flat out hide information. Like yesterday, all of a sudden, we have a laundry list of Ty Simpson injuries that he suffered the entire season, but was failed to be reported. So there's that.
I can't remember who on this show said, man, after the Missouri game, I thought the kids, I guess I gave it away. That was dumb as shit on my part. That's not funny. But I mean, come on. After the Missouri game, after the hit, he wasn't the same. And then when the offensive line just progressively got worse, there was no run game. He was running from his life and he was hurt. Yeah, he wasn't the same quarterback. I can't imagine why.
There's another coach in the SEC that did the same thing. Oh, wait, what was it? Brian Kelly to Garrett Nussmeier.
Anyways, moving on.
About the parallels there. All right, Cody Stevens, thank you, brother. $5. Offensive line definitely seems like the biggest issue. It's been a problem since Bryce was running for his life in 2022. Seems like.
Agree. This is not a problem. I agree with you 1,000%. Just like Coach Karl said.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the crazy part about that, right? We knew that Bryce was running for his life, but Saban and the staff were actually trying to fix it, so they started rolling Bryce out of the pocket. We knew our offensive line was bad. Did we ever roll our quarterback out of the pocket? Did we ever simplify the throws? Like Bryce was hitting slant routes and making guys get wide open and running touchdown. Were we ever doing anything in that?
Didn't Eric Wolfer got fired? The offensive line coach got fired.
Yeah, he got fired.
Okay, just making sure.
And yeah, but I'm saying, but did they not make it easier for Bryce to complete passes?
That's what I'm saying.
That he was on the duress, right? They shortened the passing game down.
Doug Marrone couldn't have blocked the Make-A-Wish kids. I'm sorry. He was horrible. He in one season completely undid what Alabama has done great for years.
Eric Wolfer didn't do much better, which, by the way, just got hired at Ole Miss.
LSU.
I don't know where LSU. I couldn't remember which one. I just knew he got
Wolfer, to his defense, was having to undo the previous crap from Doug Marrone. And that's not an overnight fix. This is going to take a minute.
Yeah. And Kiffin offense is predicated on movement. So
and a gunslinger. So
movement. So all he got to do is just get guys that can be able to move out of the way and give quarterback a little time to throw. And I think Eric can do that.
All right. Oh, we got a good one coming. Hey, and it's from our gal, Lisa. Oh, I'm excited about this.
Lisa, appreciate you getting on here, obviously. Question, has anyone heard how the incompetent, non-competitive, rostful emasculation may affect NIL contributions, or is it too soon?
We hadn't heard a word.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. What I was talking about, the whole vote of no confidence thing. How do you explain to NIL collective, the providers, that things are going to be better if you do retain these assistant coaches?
Bro, see, Miss Lisa,
I want another quarterback. I'm gonna make it work this time.
Yeah, Miss Lisa, that's a question that you're going to ask some of your buddies, because I'm quite sure they heard something. And if they hadn't, Lord have mercy, jeez.
I follow recruits to see what the recruits are doing. Usually the recruits will leave enough breadcrumbs on what's going to happen on the back end with the coaching staff. You can't do that because there's so much going on at one time. The breadcrumbs aren't laid out in a straight line for you to go, well, this coach he's probably out the door. No, there's guys that shouldn't be leaving that are leaving. That has nothing to do with the coaches. So from everything I'm hearing, so I mean, a little bit I hear from that perspective. So that's the problem I'm having with it. Is Coach Karl could be on one. We could retain all the coaching staff. We could fire half the coaching staff. I have no idea. I'm not hearing anything about the coaching staff. So I don't know.
They got a super chat.
Deep ball all season.
2 for life. They just need to get the James Madison offensive line. Seems to be the magic formula. I mean,
nah, you just got to get it. It's not about the offensive line, the players. It's about the offensive line coach and the scheme. You got to find the right coach to come in and coach the scheme that they're running. They don't have the right coach to coach the scheme that they want, or maybe the scheme's just not working in the SEC. It worked there within the Pac-12. It may not work in the SEC.
Hey, Pettey, what was one of Smoke Dixon's famous lines about coaching?
Oh, I can't believe you brought up Smoke. It's like almost you were reading my brain, because I was thinking about Smoke tonight. Like, I don't think our fans want Smoke, who I'm becoming more and more of the realization that curmudgeon in the ass is right a whole lot more than he's wrong. I don't think y'all want Smoke Dixon to continue his hot streak of being right, because he's told me stuff for the years that I did a show with him, and I'm like, I don't believe you, Smoke. You're just a grumpy old bastard. And he was like, all right, Pettey. And he was right about all of it.
Literally everything that's happening right now, folks, that y'all are pissed off at Smoke for calling out last year.
Yeah, it's all coming to
fruition. And my question was, the answer to that question is coaching matters. That's something that Smoke Dixon always.
And he sees some similarities in this coaching staff to one that I don't think many Bama fans are very fond of.
Nope. We're not getting into that, because this is a whole another hour-long segment.
And he also has
right
he also has specific evaluation of Coach Kaplick as well. But we'll move on. Another super chat, Zach Anthony, 2825. Thank you, brother. I can see him bailing for USC if Riley leaves.
USC won't bring in Deboer if Riley leaves. USC is in a contract with Riley. That man, they're giving that man a private plane. They bought out both his houses in Oklahoma. They gave him a $4.5–6 million house, plus over $100 million. That man's in Los Angeles.
And I'll say this: if you fail at Bama, you're not getting another quote close to blue blood. Like, you're going to have to go reprove yourself. You're not going to go get a USC job.
Actually, the Atlanta Falcons fired their coach today, and according to Tim Brando, Kalen DeBoer is going to be the first man considered for that.
Of course, everybody is. Man, don't even get me started on that. And I do want to address a comment real quick.
Man, listen, if you say that crap there, I'm going to Atlanta to the stadium, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna skip work and go there and be like, Arthur Blank, are you there? You know, we got Bijan Robinson. Ain't no way you finna bring this damn staff over down now with Bijan Robinson.
I was just making a joke about how Tim Brando.
No, I know.
He's a Falcons fan, so I know it. That's why
we ain't finna leave. We not finna lose Bijan Robinson to this bullshit. No, sir. No, sir.
Struck a chord. Love it.
That's why I was like, and to respond to Ephraim talking about Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss, there's a good possibility he's not going back to LSU. I don't know if you guys have read any reports, but he is now being linked to an NFL offense coordinator job. So,
and man, Charlie, from what I've reported, like, if it wouldn't have been for the pressure, I mean, Charlie's still like in his 20s. He's a young guy. He's really good. He got a lot of pressure put on him real quick to make a decision that I'm not sure of all those coaches that are linked to Lane. Because, man, it came out right before that, you know, this is Lane's offense, mastermind, not try. I mean, they kind of took shots at him. And I don't think Charlie's as linked to Lane as the others. I think you're dead on. Watch out. Charlie might not make it back to LSU. I don't think
he does.
I don't think he's the happiest of the LSU coaches. I think the rest of them are all, you know, the offensive ones are all aboard. But Charlie's a different deal, man. No, he's sticking. He wanted to finish the deal. He actually has a conscience and wanted to finish it with the kids and has some moral fiber in him. So, no, I think he'll finish it out as long as Ole Miss, you know, if they lose Thursday, he's done. But I'm glad you brought that up, Johnathan. You may see Charlie in the pros. That he's showing this last 2 weeks that it wasn't just Lane Kiffin calling those plays.
No, absolutely not. So, moving on up next.
All right, we got one more, and it's a super chat from none other than Lisa. Thank you so much. Would A.J. McCarron hire Grubb as offensive coordinator of the Stallions to help Alabama out? Do a solid.
I love the idea, but too late. Our boy he's already hired an OC.
Yeah, he's hired an OC that we know very well.
A friend of the program.
A great friend of the program.
That's pretty funny because it took me a second time to figure out what she actually said.
That is
It was
awesome.
like AJ to hire Grub. So see,
Nothing.
that took me a minute. Sorry, I'm a little slow.
I
AJ
don't
would
think
not.
AJ's the biggest fan of. Well, I don't think he wants to. I don't think he
Well,
wants
you
to
know
rub
he's not the biggest
career
fan
out
of
of the
Ryan
game.
Grub.
Look, go listen to the Coach JB show. I think you'll figure out real quick how big of a fan he is.
And AJ wants to win. He wants. AJ's a competitive SOB.
Stop it. We're gonna reach new depths here. We're gonna break records.
Birmingham State is known for their vaunted run game at that. Like they run the ball down your damn neck.
Literally.
Most Scarver would turn over his grave if they hired Ryan Grubb as OC. It is an MVP.
And they actually just lost their top running back to retirement. CJ Marvell actually retired. All right. Yeah. Okay. That was it for all the questions. Should we tell? Well, we got one. Should we tell it, Pettey, or do we wait for AJ to reveal that?
No, I don't know. Well, I mean, McCready reported it, and I don't think it's official, but I mean, it's all but pointed out that, I mean, if Neil put it out there, can we not say it? Or because I know they haven't officially announced it as the team yet.
Well, I think if people who are familiar with our show and this network do enough digging, they can figure out who we're talking about.
He's coached before. He's been on our show. He's coached with some big name coaches.
He's a phenomenal guy.
He's in North Alabama, right? Somewhere in North Alabama.
Somewhere around here.
North Mississippi.
Mississippi. Okay, okay.
And anytime he's been on our show, it's done numbers.
Okay, got you. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, that was the last bit of questions. So yeah, thank you all for interacting tonight.
Here we go. So I'll close this out because this is the recruiting side, and I got to put Justin in his place before we get off here. So I got to take a shot at you a couple times, Justin.
And the tribal chief has the power to remove.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Coach Karl.
We're going to do that. Wow. We're going to do that. Get to the bottom, dog. Get to the bottom. That was good. I'll give you that.
I was about to promote Coach Karl.
Oh, man. So anyways, I appreciate everybody getting on here. By the way, for everybody listening right now, me and Coach Karl, and look, anybody that wants to jump on, obviously Justin, Daniel, right? So anybody else, Marvin, Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Central, we're going to be doing a live stream as far as recruiting, transfer portal, overlooked athletes, interviews with all these dudes as we can. There's going to be a lot of good information. But yeah, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Central. That's why I wanted to get on here and do this tonight, really, to kind of start that process of it happening every weekend as far as that goes. And of course, we'll do some other ones as well when breaking news pops up, possibly through the portal process through January 16th. If it's enough movement, we're going to do one that night, right? So if there's enough movement and enough names put out there, we're going to do one. So expect them to be pop-ups every now and then from that perspective. But yeah, we'll be doing a lot of that. But with that being said, starting off with Justin down to Daniel and Coach Karl, let everybody know where they can find you as far as X and everything else goes.
Absolutely. You can find anything that we're doing on all social media platforms at the Bama Standard. Also, you can find us every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, with the flagship show. Yeah, the season may be over. That doesn't mean we stop doing what we do. And this is about to be one of the wildest off seasons for our show yet. So you don't want to miss that. Me, the guy below me, and the illustrious Marvin Constant will still be doing our thing. And of course, we're going to bring the best guests, all the former players. And so, yeah, stay tuned. Tuesday is going to be a fantastic show. Right now, working on possibly having Tim Keenan on. We're just trying to schedule. He actually started training for the NFL draft now, so we're just trying to make that work. But also, we'll have Ken Darby back because he has something to get off his chest regarding the previous game and some of the topics we're covering. But yeah, that's what you do in terms of me.
Daniel Pettey, the illustrious Daniel Pettey, that's seen like a Pokemon.
Get them all.
Well, I meant in the immortal words of Patrick Swayze, ditto. I'm on the flagship Tuesday nights. I will be back this week. Like Justin said, man, I ditto. It's going to be a hell of an offseason. I'll be as dialed in and interested to see some of the things that go on this offseason with the Alabama football program as I have even in the midst of Saban leaving. So like Justin said, tune in. We've got content coming your way. If you haven't been paying attention to these guys in my absence in the last week and a half, they've been killing it. So, yeah, hit that like and subscribe to all things the Bama Standard because, man, Coach Karl, Justin, Johnathan, I know Marvin's been hopping in, have been murdering the portal right now. They have got all your info, and we're going to keep it coming. So, man, I'll see y'all on Tuesday night.
Coach Karl Taylor, the man with the plan.
Okay. Bama boy David said, get Keon Keeley on. Hey, man, I'll work on that for you.
I think we're working on there.
Well, in terms of the guys who are in the portal,
working on a few things. So,
in terms of the guys who are in the portal,
on a few things. So,
we do have some that will be coming on.
We'll try our best to get Keon on. So,
I already have talked to one of them. Rod Montgomery wants to come on. So, when he actually finds his next home, he says he's going to jump on here and we're going to talk a little bit. We got a few other former players who are in the pool right now that are interested in talking and sharing their story. So when that happens, y'all just be tuned in.
Blow the whistle.
There we go. So
the final whistle.
He's talking about the final whistle. Pettey, you want to speak on that?
When you make fun of a man's forehead, he never reveals it once again. Oh, I'm not addressing Joe's comment about my hat.
No, he said, what about the whistle?
What about it?
So I'm assuming he's talking about the final whistle. Is that what he's talking about?
I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. Man, all I know is our Reverend dance instructor at the old woman's home, Dan, is trying to get his schedule. Chris James has woken up from his 7-year slumber. I know those guys are talking about getting the gang back together, but look, I don't know if you ever watched those guys. It's like herding cats. But Justin is in talks with them. They have there are rumblings. But other than that, man, I just know rumblings that the whistle. If you close your eyes late at night and lay your down on your bed, you'll hear that faint whistle sound in the distance coming, hopefully to a theater near you on YouTube Center.
There we go. So with that,
Hey, Brinsky, you can come on and talk about being the next head coach, bro. Come on.
So
anytime, be sharp. Anytime you want to.
T-Max, where's Stephen A. Smith? He's on First Take.
Yeah, he's on.
He's on First Take.
So
I mean, I can shoot an email to the Stephen A. Smith show, man, and ask him to come on, but he probably not going to do it.
I would love to have Stephen A. on. But I think that Stephen A. He's actually referring to Stephen M. Smith. He's actually back with TDA. So go check him out
TDA
over there.
All right. Appreciate everybody getting on here. Obviously, make sure to like, share, subscribe. We all know the process, right? So open up that description box if you want to follow any member of the panel. All their info is in there. Other than that, everybody have a good day. And as always, fellas,
roll down tide.
I got a question.
What?
Do I have to come back on as Coach Karl, or do I come on as Coffee Cake?